and welcome back to India Post Live, India's first online live news interactive conversation web portal. I am Hisyam Bhutia. Well, Narendra Modi was sworn in as a PM with a popular mandate which no other political leader had got in the last 3 decades. Well, the expectations were also high. From a poor farmer to rich industrialist to an agreed middle class, everyone had a wish list for Mr. Modi. Well, has Mr. Modi been able to deliver on his promises? Are Achhe Din finally here? Well, joining me in this conversation is Asha Kosha. She is a senior journalist, and I'm also joined on Google Hangout by Imran Ali. Imran Ali is a senior advocate with the Delhi High Court. Welcome to India Post Live, sir. Okay, well, before I take this conversation forward, let's look at we went around and asked people about what they think about Narendra Modi's 100 days in office. Let's take a look.
हमें इतनी जल्दी जज नहीं करना चाहिए. We should wait for more time.
मैंने कांग्रेस को 23,000 समथिंग डेज कुछ दिए हैं 60 सालों में, लेकिन बस 100 दिन बस भाजपा को आए हुए उतने दिन में जज करना कि कौन सही है कौन गलत है, ये सही नहीं है.
यूपी गवर्नमेंट कोई भी ऑफिस में कहीं भी जाइए, किसी भी ऑफिस में वहाँ पे कोई भी दफ्तर अब 11 बजे 12 बजे से पहले कोई नहीं आता था ऑफिसर. अभी प्रेजेंट टाइम में मिनिमम 10 बजे तक सारे ऑफिसर आ जाते हैं वहाँ पे. कोई अच्छे दिन नहीं आया.
मोदी गवर्नमेंट ने इलेक्शन से पहले काफ़ी सारे वादे किए थे, जिसमें उनका पहला एजेंडा था जो कि गांव से लेके दूर दूर तक, शहर से लेकर गांव तक हर जगह रोड होगी, जो कि अभी तक एक भी जगह रोड नहीं बना. उन्होंने बोला हर गांव हर शहर में शौचालय और पानी दिए जाएंगे, एक भी जगह नहीं दिया गया.
ओवरऑल 100 डे में जो भी उन्होंने स्टेप लिया है, आपको आर्थिक वे पे भी लिया है, इकोनॉमिक्स पे भी, या फिर रेलवे के डेवलपमेंट में उन्होंने जो स्कीम दिया, हमारे रक्षा मंत्रालय के बजट में भी उन्होंने जो दिया है, वो एक बहुत ही बिग स्टेप है.
मोदी जी के भाषण को मत देखिए आप ये देखिए कि मोदी जी ने वादे जो किए थे उस पर उन्होंने जो कदम बढ़ाया है वो उस दिशा में जा रही है या नहीं जा रही है.
उनके आते ही अच्छे दिन जो है बुरे दिन हो गए भाई.
Well, quite mixed reactions out there. Well, Asha, what do you think? Some are saying that 100 days is too short a period to judge a government. Some are saying that Achhe Din are not here, and some are saying it's here. What do you think?
Well, actually 100 days are too less for any government to make a considerable difference in the way people live their lives. But I think Mr. Modi has failed on one front. He has not been able to bring down inflation. The prices of vegetables, commodities are very high. And this is something which touches ordinary Aam Aadmi.
Yeah.
And that there's no relief on that front. And people are, if they're not showing their anger, they are upset about it. They expected magic from Mr. Modi, which he hasn't done much.
Okay. Well, can I have Imran Ali, sir?
Yeah, I'm getting you.
Yeah. So Asha ma'am here thinks that one front that the Modi government has not been able to do much. One front that he has not been able to do much is the inflation. She's not very happy. So what, in your opinion, is he lacking, or probably he's done well in these past 100 days?
She is very well right that 100 days are nothing in terms of 5 years if we see. But why we consider 100 days so important? Because we want to see what kind of planning government is coming up and what is the vision of the government. But here clearly we look, there are only dreams, there is no vision, there is no planning. Even if we look at the budget was not appraised by any corporates or much largely as they expected, but there is nothing in the budget also. And they plan, they will reduce subsidies, they will somehow reduce the fiscal deficit, but it's not happening, and how will they do it, we don't know. So what they are doing, they are actually still, they are selling the dreams, the PMO is taking control of all the ministries, ministers are not allowed how do they work, and everything is, whatever is happening towards if you look at the Prime Minister office, and miserably government is failing to the expectation for which people voted, the hope for which people voted. I don't think in coming months also we are going to see, or maybe in coming years also we are going to see much difference, because there are lots of things which are not, government is not able to control them, and I don't think they will be able to control them because there is lack of planning. They're trying their way, but I don't think what they are doing is going to bring some result.
Okay. Well, the 100 days of Modi government has also been marred with a lot of controversies. For example, Praveen Tagoria, the president of Vishwa Hindu Parishad, had made this speech which became a big controversy. Let's take a look at the video.
एक समय था पूरी दुनिया में हिंदू था, मक्का में भी हिंदू था, मदीना में भी हिंदू था, यूरोप में भी हिंदू था, संपूर्ण अरबस्तान हिंदू था। आज मक्का में हिंदू नहीं है। अब तो डर लग रहा है कि पोखरण में भी हिंदू बचेगा या नहीं। जो डरपोक थे, कायर थे, नपुंसक थे, वह हमारा धर्म छोड़कर दाढ़ी टोपी वाले बन गए। मैंने कहा, ए मियां, तेरे अकबरुद्दीन धमकी देता था ना कि ये कर लूंगा वो कर लूंगा, तेरे अकबरुद्दीन ओवैसी को बता देना मुजफ्फरनगर हिंदुओं की शमशेर का उत्तर है।
So well, Asha, we just saw, the president of the Vishwa Hindu Parishad making such a speech up there. What do you have to say about?
See, when people were criticizing Mr. Modi, when people were wishing that Modi does not come into power during the electioneering, see, this was the precise fear. Probably we couldn't express it in that way. It has nothing to do with governance directly, but it's something which is underlying in the what Mr. Modi represents, and we were fearing that such elements who we would love to call them fringe elements, but I'm afraid they're coming to the center stage now. They're getting somehow boldened. I mean, we cannot again blame Mr. Modi directly for this, but it is in his Raj that people like Mr. Tagodia, they are getting a fresh, they're getting revived and they're becoming relevant in their own way, and which is very scary. I mean, are we going to see more people like Tagodia, more such vitriolic speeches? It's very scary.
Yeah, that's very interesting. And I also want to, just let's also have a look at some of the, the videos which define the ongoing communal sentiments in the country.
Sure.
We never say that if you believe in my philosophy, then you will achieve your goal. What we say that, ekam sat vipraha bahuda vadanti. Truth is one. Sages call it in a different way. So we don't believe. We believe in a one God.
लेकिन गोरखपुर में मुस्लिम बालिकाएं हिंदुओं के घर में आती हैं। हम लोगों ने भी इस बात को तय किया। तो में हम लोगों ने इस परंपरा को स्वीकार किया। किसी कालखंड में कोई बना होगा, अगर वह हिंदू बनेगा, हम उसको स्वीकार करेंगे, उसकी शुद्धि करवाएंगे और उसको अपनाएंगे।
क्या यह बात सही नहीं है कि आप ही के सिस्टर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लोग बयान देते हैं, तुम गुजरात भूल गए तो मुजफ्फरनगर को याद करो? क्या आप इससे मुत्तफिक हैं? क्या आप इससे मुत्तफिक हैं? मुझे बताइए वजीर दाखिला साहब, नौवां सवाल मेरा आपसे यह है कि आप ही के तंजीम के लोग कहते हैं कि हम 25 अगस्त के दिन तमाम ईसाइयों को और मुसलमानों को हिंदू धर्म में लेकर आएंगे। क्या आप इससे मुत्तफिक हैं? मुझे बताइए आप।
Incidents of communal violence, especially in some states of the north, like Uttar Pradesh, like Maharashtra, and some other states, have increased in the 11 weeks since the new government came to power.
Okay, well, let me get back to Imran Ali. Mr. Imran, just some time back, Asha ma'am here, she was saying that, people like Praveen Tagoria, they're going out there and making such bold statements. Probably they're getting bolder, under the Modi regime. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I completely agree with that. Even if you recall, on the very first day or maybe after the formation of the government, I was on this India Post Live and I told all these things because I told that what they are going now, they are showing that they will do development and there will be no communalism. And once they will fail in development, then they will again go back to communalism. And that's what this is like. Tactics to divert your attention, because we cannot do much in the economic affairs, so then you go towards these things. And in any case, if you look at the BJP is headed by now Amit Shah, who is facing the murder trial in Sohrabuddin case. So that's true. And then Adityanath Yogi, who is heading this command for the UP election. If you look at his speeches, what he's doing, and if you look at Togadia, and if you look at anybody, because nothing is happening on economic front, and it cannot happen because you don't have a plan. You just say everybody will be having a bank account with zero balance. What does it mean? I'm having zero in my bank account. Does it make me somewhere economically liberated or economically very viable or financially very viable. I don't think there is going to be this kind of things. And then there are hurdles with corporates also because of this environmental clearance and all. And now what they are doing all this communalism which they're supposed to do. Ultimately, they have to do this because they have to divert. Now they again are creating psychosis and fear in the people of India that the anti-Muslim wave is going on, that these are your enemy. Because you fail on one front, then again, if you fail on economic front, then you will go into all this, and that's what they're doing. That's how they won the election, and they're trying to win the election again because Haryana, Maharashtra, Jharkhand, these are the states where the elections are coming up. So I totally agree that this is going to happen, and this is going to be, I think, increase in every aspect. Communalism is increasing. There is a psychosis and there is a fear in the air.
Very right. And I also think there is one fear that strikes me, when Mr. Modi doesn't speak, he doesn't speak on major policy issues, he doesn't talk to the media, and then he only sometimes, PMO, they speak on Twitter and social media. I mean, that's fine, using technology is fine, but Mr. Modi doesn't speak, A. B, he has asked all his ministers that you are not supposed to speak to the media. Now, this is some kind of a gag order, and which in a democratic country like ours, it's very scary. There's a total blackout of information from the government side. I mean, there's no questioning of the government. He has closed all modes of, if not interrogation, questioning of the government, and which is not acceptable. I think there will be a backlash. And this doesn't lead to a healthy, democracy. That's a big fear. I mean, it will become a one man's Raj ultimately. That is the biggest fear I have as a journalist, as a citizen.
Well, talking about healthy democracy, let's take a look at what Praveen Tagoria and leader of the Samajwadi Party, Azam Khan, had said some time while back. Take a look at this video.
दारुल इस्लाम हमारा लक्ष्य है। ये भारत में तुम ये कहने की औकात कैसे करते हो कि कुरान तुम्हारा संविधान है, कुरान तुम्हारा संविधान है तो भारत छोड़कर चले जाओ, अरबस्तान में, हिंदुस्तान में तुम्हारा क्या स्थान है?
दूसरी बड़ी आबादी है हिंदुस्तान की, बहुत खौफ में है, बहुत दहशत में है, बहुत जिल्लत की जिंदगी गुजार रहे हैं, बहुत तकलीफ की जिंदगी गुजार रहे हैं। कोई बच्चों का भविष्य नहीं है, क्योंकि जो बादशाह है देश का वो नहीं चाहता, अमन नहीं चाहता, देश का बादशाह नहीं चाहता। इसी नारे पर जीतकर सरकार बनी है कि पाकिस्तान जाओ। अब कैसे जाएं पाकिस्तान, ये भी वही लोग बताएंगे जिनके एजेंडे पर है ये शब्द।
Well, Imran, what do you think of, what do you have to say about the reactions that you just saw?
Before we are going into this controversy, I just want to say what I want to say about Narendra Modi 100 days of the government, because I don't want to comment on communism because that's a part and parcel of BJP. Whenever they will be in power, this will be happening, no issue. But I want to remind something to the viewers that this is the government who always opposed when they were in opposition for the increase in the rate of diesel prices. Now they themselves are doing it weekly and weekly. Narendra Modi tweeted on the increase in the rail fare, and then he said the government cannot do it without consultation of the parliament. But even before budget, they did it. They
even
talk
FDI.
about corruption. If you look at the corruption, that there is one MP, Inderjeet Singh. They were for 3-time MP, and they all were against him because he's most corrupt. Now he's minister in his cabinet. Then if you look at the taxation, GST. They always said that they will never implement GST. They were always against the GST, and now they implemented GST. They were saying that RTI, the political party should come under RTI and everything, and they were opposing the government. Now they are saying the political party should not come under the RTI. So this is what their reason was before the election, and now this is what they are doing after the election. Actually, I tell you, these are the people they don't have any experience to run the government. What they are doing, there is only one thing which is happening, that is the communalism, how to win all elections. Win all election in all the state, not to form government. Actually, the policy is to get more and more seats in the Rajya Sabha, because ultimately whatever bill they are bringing in Lok Sabha is not going to be passed easily in Rajya Sabha. So they have to increase their number in Rajya Sabha. For that, they need chief ministers, and every state they have the government, their own BJP government. That's what's happening, and that's happening in terms of, because there is no economic development. So this is all happening at the cost of communalism, perpetuating this hatred, communal clashes. That's what we are seeing. This is happening. We expect for the good days, but I believe these are the black days. Those are coming. Though They are doing nothing to bring back the all black money from Swiss account, which they promised that in 100 days they will bring all black money from the Swiss account. There's nothing, a single inch movement on this. Look at the leader of opposition, and they are all arrogant. They said we will not appoint leader of opposition. They are not appointing it. So ultimately, I tell you, in Lok Sabha, there is no official legal opposition in India. Only there is a government. Government is a dictator, fascist. Whatever they want to do, they are doing. Even though if Modi is not doing, his young chaps are doing. Togadia is doing. Bajrang Dal is doing. Shiv Sena is doing. Ultimately, facing all the people of India. That's what's happening. And that's, they said they promised development, but what we are seeing, it can be seen by everyone is seeing what's happening in India.
Well, talking about communalism, we again went out on the street and asked people what they think about the communal atmosphere that's been going on under the Modi regime. Take a look.
जब से मोदी सरकार आई है सांप्रदायिकता को बढ़ावा मिला है।
जब से सरकार आई है भ्रष्टाचार भी बढ़ा है और सांप्रदायिक दंगे भी बहुत बड़े हैं।
हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर का जो रिमोट कंट्रोल है वो है आरएसएस के हाथ में।
लोग तो पहले से कहते आ रहे हैं कि सांप्रदायिक जितनी मतलब ये उठाएंगे इतना ही इनको फायदा होगा, और इन्होंने पहले कर भी लिया इस तरह दिखा के लोगों को।
हाँ, ये नाकामी है, जब भी तो तनाव है भाई। अगर जो कामयाबी होती तो तनाव क्यों होता?
Well, Ashama, we just heard someone saying that Modi regime ka remote control is with the RSS.
No, that's a fact, you know, as Imran Ali also said, these are facts of BJP's existence. But my worry is that, you know, 100 days Modi, the magic man, the most dedicated person in Prime Minister chair, has been in power for 100 days. I don't expect him to unveil everything he wants to do, but the contours of a broader policy, contours of his big dream should have been by now clear. Which I'm afraid, as Imran also said, it's missing. We don't know what he wants. There is more bent towards corporatization of the government. There's more favors being apparently done to the corporates. For example, the environmental clearances are going to be easier for corporates, for companies, which means essentially, suppressing the rights of the tribal people who live on those resources. So these kind of decisions have been taken very, very quickly. But broader decisions which affect the people, I mean, there's no mention of it, and nobody dares to talk to the government why you're not coming up with those magical things you had promised to India. Nobody even dares to question Mr. Modi or his government. That's
so of the many things that he had promised, one of the promises that he had made was women's safety, right? So we're going to talk about it, but before I take the conversation forward, let's take a look at this video which Narendra Modi had said on women's safety during his election campaign.
आज हमारी माताओं बहनों के साथ जो हो रहा है, दुनिया में हम मुंह दिखाने लायक नहीं है। ये हम सबका दायित्व बनता है, नारी सम्मान का, नारी सुरक्षा का, डिग्निटी ऑफ विमेन, ये हमारा सामाजिक दायित्व बनना चाहिए।
We cannot call ourselves a great civilization if 50% of population are feeling insecure, they are being raped. Lastly, sir, my request to the government through you is that please control organizations who have affiliation to you, who are using this festival like Rakhi to promote religious animosity. What is this?
गुजरात में ही एक दायके में 2597 महिलाओं के साथ रेप हुआ है, और वैसे देखा जाए तो कई ग्रामीण विस्तारों में केसेस है जो दर्ज भी नहीं होते हैं, क्योंकि पुलिस थाना ही नहीं पता और घर का मामला करके उसे खत्म किया जाता है।
Well, before I take this conversation forward, let's take a look at some graphics on women's safety in the past 1 year. Okay, so every 22 minutes a rape case is registered and conviction rate is 27.1%. 9,546 cases of crime against August 2013 to August 2014. That's so ma'am, these are like very large numbers. Every 22 minutes a woman is being raped.
Well, this is very high. I mean, unacceptable, very high, and everybody has been talking about it. The previous government said, "Oh, we will do something about it," And Mr. Modi also has been saying, as you rightly said, that he will do something about it. It's part of his, campaign speeches. But essentially, they have not done anything. I didn't hear even Prime Minister uttering a single word when those two girls were found hanging in a Uttar Pradesh village. We were all expecting Prime Minister will at least, show sensitivity. These are matters, if Prime Minister speaks on the death of the unnatural death of those two girls, the message goes, and people get affected by all this. They say, yeah, Prime Minister is saying something will happen. It gives a reassurance to victims or people who are fearing they may become victims tomorrow. But he didn't utter a single word. Twitter and all that, I don't know how many people in India will follow it. I mean, essentially nothing happens. No change in the situation has come about because of Mr. Modi's coming into power. But one thing I want to give credit to Mr. Modi for saying that he wants to make India a clean place. He said in his Republic Day speech, he said that he would like India to have toilets all over. I'm sure that is everybody's dream, but he hasn't outlined any program for that. He has sought help of these companies and big businesses for that. Are big businesses going to solve such a big problem? Like half of the Indian population does not have toilets. Is this the job of a private company or corporates? I don't think so. So actually what comes across from Mr. Modi is he is not very clear in his vision. I'm talking as a citizen. To me, he may have the will to do a lot of things, but right now his vision is not clear as to how he is going to transform India. And this toilet is an example. We were all happy to hear him say such a thing, but after that, there has been no follow-up.
Okay, we also went and asked some people on what they feel about what the Prime Minister Modi has done as far as women's safety is concerned. Take a look.
For women's safety, I don't think like Modi can do anything because Indian people should change their mentality.
जी मेरे अकॉर्डिंग तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि कुछ भी चेंजेस आए हैं बिकॉज जो भी रेशियो था हमारा रेप का ये वो अगर देखा जाए जो बहुत हाईलाइट हो जाते हैं उनको मेनली देखा जाता है बट जो कम है उनका नाम नहीं बट वो अभी ना कहीं हो रहे हैं
नो इम्प्रूवमेंट
जब से बीजेपी आया तब से मुझे ऐसा फील होता है कि मैं अपने घर में हूँ
खासकर औरत के लिए क्या नया है उस पर वेट एंड वॉच वाली स्थिति में है.
Okay, sir. Imran Ali, sir. Some are saying wait and watch hai. Some are saying that I feel जब से BJP आई है, I feel at home. I'm not scared to step out. What do you think? Do you think the Modi government has delivered its promises on women's safety?
I'm again saying we can wait and we can also watch. There is no problem. We are not in a hurry. We give you full term, and as you expect, you may get also another term. That's not a problem. But legally, I tell you, in women's safety, what they have done, they amended the labor laws. 54 amendments are done in 100 days. One of the amendment is now the employer can force a woman to work in the night shift. So they talk about women's safety, what they are doing in terms of implementation. So there is an amendment in legal laws in labor law 1988 that says that now the employer can force a woman to work in the night shift also, which was I think recently it was turned down that it cannot be done, but the latest amendment is that women should work in the night shift and the employer can force. So I don't believe they are doing anything on the women's safety, and if you look at the term of women's safety, they don't allow women even to right to choice. So that's what will they do for women's safety? They want to implement their ideology, they want to implement their ideologue, they want to implement their vision, they want to implement their ideas. When women are not liberated, they are not having right to choice, then you say you will do for women's safety. And in the name of love jihad, what you are doing, everybody is seeing in whole of India and whole of the world, what you are doing. So you are not letting the women to choose what they want to choose, and then you say you will do something for women's safety. We have seen Mr. Mutalik, who joined BJP, then been thrown out. He was how big champion of women's safety he was. We have seen Shiv Sena, we have seen BJP cadre, we have seen how you treat women. That's what we are saying. And then in terms only for the rape, and then you say we will provide any kind of what kind of safety you provided, which kind of services or laws or you brought in up till in 100 days. I want to know this. There is nothing. They have done nothing in terms of economic affairs. They have done nothing in terms of women's safety. They have done nothing in terms whatever they promised before the election. It's all going contrary to their promises. More and more communalism is happening because they want to divert all your attention from economic affairs, from inflation. And now what's happening? Happening that communal tension which we were supposed to have after the election, and we are seeing it. And that's very unfortunate, very, very unfortunate.
I think what Mr. Imran Ali was saying, he made a very interesting point that the BJP government has amended a law which allows women to work in the night shifts. I mean, that is also to help the companies, you know, the private businesses. It seems that Mr. Modi has some kind of economic agenda, which is like pro-business agenda. To me, as a woman, as a citizen, to me it appears that he doesn't have much of a social agenda. He believes in the dictum that if you, as a nation, improve economically, your finances become better, you are a robust economic power, probably the society, the social issues are taken care of. Well, is that true? I don't know. I don't believe personally that that can be done in a big country like ours, which is full of social problems. Only, you know, looking at the economy and working towards a better economy will change our society. It is again little scary.
Okay, well, talking about economy, since inflation was also one of the top agenda of the Modi government, let's take a look at what the Modi government has done to bring the inflation. Okay, so these are the inflation rate. May 2014, it was at 7.02. In June 2014, it was at 6.49, and July 2014, 7.23. Well, we also got some reactions again from people out there on what do they think whether the Modi government has been able to do about the inflation.
I think the basic commodities are getting not cheaper, but the price are increased.
100 दिन के अंदर उनके पास जो उनके हाथ में था उन्होंने किया. अब आने वाले समय उनको थोड़ा हमें टाइम देना चाहिए.
महंगाई उनका सबसे बड़ा मुद्दा था और सबसे ज़्यादा महंगाई इनके रीजन में बढ़ा है मात्र 100 दिन के अंदर.
अच्छे दिन आने वाले हैं, लेकिन अभी तक तो वो अच्छे दिन आए नहीं. वो आते ही सबसे पहले चीनी, रेल, सभी चीज़ों में आप आकलन निकाल कर देख लिया जाए तो सभी चीज़ों में बढ़ोतरी हुई है.
कारोबार बिल्कुल बंद है, धंधा बहुत मंदा है, हर चीज़ कुछ बिकने को तैयार नहीं.
Okay, well, Asham, I'm not very happy, you know.
Yeah, actually, yes.
Even you, one of your concerns was inflation.
Inflation is, I mean, it touches everybody's life.
Yeah.
You know, when you go to buy vegetables in the market, tomato is 80 rupees kilo, 60 rupees kilo. I mean, you have to think twice whether you're going to buy it or not. And this is something which we eat every day. We're not talking of, high-end products like butter, milk. It's a common things, you know, piyaz and aloo kind of stuff. And even when they become expensive, I mean, what does a common man do? So there is disenchantment on that front in a huge way against Mr. Modi.
So, okay, we seem to have lost Imran Ali there. So, but what do you think, going by the, graphics, do you think the inflation is going to come down in the coming days? Or are we going to have a ched-in soon?
Well, actually, as regards the prices of vegetables and other eatables, it may ease. Situation may ease after 1 month or so, because the fresh crop comes and then there's plenty of seasonal vegetable come. But otherwise, overall, I don't think even Mr. Modi is saying that I'm going to bring down inflation. He hasn't said after we elected him, he hasn't talked about it. So unlikely to come down unless something very dramatic happens.
Well, since we are talking about 100 days of Modi government, we went out there and asked some of people to rate the Modi regime. Hear what they have to say.
मैं 10 में से 6 पॉइंट दूंगी मोदी सरकार को.
5.
I'll rate 10 out of 10.
Out of 10, 8 points दूंगा मैं मोदी सरकार को.
मोदी को मैं 2 पॉइंट्स दूंगी, क्योंकि जैसे कि उन्होंने अपना वो प्रचार किया था कि जैसे उनकी सरकार आती है अच्छे दिन आ जाएंगे, पर ऐसा तो कुछ नज़र नहीं आ रहा है कि अच्छे दिन आ रहे हैं, बल्कि लोग परेशान जैसे पहले थे वैसे ही अभी भी है.
Okay, well, Imran Ali sir, we went out there and asked people to rate the Modi government. So only one girl, she gave 2 ratings out of 10.
That's correct. That's the actual rating of the government. There is no doubt. This is what the rating is. So they are not able to control inflation. They are not able to control law and order in a better way. I believe that 100 days are totally failure of the Modi government. And if you look at the policies, there's nothing new in the policies. They are just continuing UPA policies. Even if you look this Bharatiya Mazdoor Sangh, which is RSS purely, they said even if Modi will continue all these policies, we will oppose him. So that's what even inside BJP and RSS there is a tussle because nobody's liking his policies. To be purely, if you believe that FDI will bring money to the country and then hale and hearty everything will be fine. No, taking FDI is like taking credit because the companies those are coming from the foreign, they are here for business. They will take back money. So inflation you can't control and they are not able to control because policies are pro-corporate, not pro-people, not pro-social issues. So that's how I don't feel that there is something which they achieved in 100 days, nothing. And if you look at foreign policy with Pakistan, miserably they failed. There was a talk which was going on without any reason, without any purpose. They cancelled the secretary level talks and now whole world has seen that we are at fault and everybody knows that what government is doing.
Well, Imran Ali sir, thank you so much for joining us on India Post Live with your thoughts and comments. Asha ma'am, thank you so much for joining us on India Post Live. Well, before I go, let's take a look at Bhagwan Man's poem that defines the 100 days of Modi regime.
पहले किराया बढ़ाया रेल का, फिर नंबर आया तेल का, खुद ही 10 साल करते रहे नुक्ताचीनी, आते ही 2 रुपये किलो महंगी कर दी चीनी। हर कोई सपने दिखाकर आम आदमी को ठग रहा है। अध्यक्ष महोदय, आम लोगों को अब डर चीन से नहीं चीनी से लग रहा है। दुनिया मून पर, सरकार हनीमून पर, पूछ रहे पूरे देश के चाय वाले हैं, महंगाई की वजह से खाली चाय के प्याले हैं, लोगों को तो बस 2 वक्त की रोटी के लाले हैं। सरकार जी बता दीजिए अच्छे दिन कब आने वाले हैं। शायद पता नहीं है कि इराक है किस इलाके में, भारतीय इराक में फंसे हैं। विदेश मंत्री सुषमा जी गई थी ढाके में। बांग्लादेश को ये विदेश मंत्रालय का वफद क्या 10 दिन बाद नहीं जा सकता था? क्या कंधार की तर्ज पर विदेश मंत्री का जहाज बगदाद नहीं जा सकता था? तो मैं तो ये कहूंगा कि हमारे देश के लोग बहुत हिम्मत वाले हैं, जिन्होंने इस महंगाई के दौर में भी बच्चे पाले हैं। लूटने वाले ज्यादा बस गिनती के रखवाले हैं। प्लीज सरकार जी बता दीजिए अच्छे दिन कब आने वाले हैं। और आखिर में मेरे सपने में कल रात बुलेट ट्रेन आई, मैंने कहा जी बधाई हो बधाई, सुना है तुम मेरे देश आ रही हो, मेरे देश की तरक्की की स्पीड बढ़ा रही हो। बुलेट ट्रेन बोली मेरा शिकवा किसी गाय या भैंस से नहीं, अरे मैं बिजली से चलती हूँ गोबर गैस से नहीं।
Well, what do you think? Do you agree with the AAP MP Bhagwan Mann, or do you think the Achhe Din are already here? Or well, do you think whether 100 days is a too little a time to decide the government's fate? What do you think? Send us your opinion at www.indiapostlive.com. You can also tweet us your comments to #IndiaPostLive or @IndiaPostLive. You can also log into our Facebook page and leave your comments there. Thank you for watching this show. We'll be back.